Name and gamer tag?
My name is Andrew Newport, and my gamer tag is Scrubaroo.
Where are you from?
El Paso.
How long have you been playing Smash?
Ever since ever since any of the Smash games came out. Which Smash?
All of them, taking like the whole series.
Well, then you got the answer.
Did you ever think you'd be playing this long?
Yes and no. Because we quit playing Melee and Brawl was a letdown, but we ended up playing Melee again because of the revival of Melee.
What characters do you use in Melee?
In Melee, I play a lot of characters. Right now, I'm trying to get good with Jigglypuff and Fox and Falco and Sheik.
Oh god.
But mainly, I want to get a really solid Jigglypuff.
Out of all the Smash series, which ones do you prefer?
I prefer Melee and Project M. I would probably like Smash 64 more if I could actually use a C-stick. But I'm going to have to actually get used to playing with that one for Smash 4. On the 3DS at least.
Who's your favorite pro and why?
I don't know if I'd have a favorite pro. I can say that I feel like some of them are more humble than others. I prefer players to be more humble, but I mean, people want to like put out a show, and yeah, that's respectable. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite pro.
What do you think about the Smash community in El Paso?
I believe that the Smash community in El Paso is quite well, right now it's quite active. We weren't playing because Melee was dead and Brawl was, no one really played Brawl. But now that we got the Facebook group together, a lot of people are playing. We actually had maybe over 25 people come today, but they're all not here at once. But we're evolving. We're trying to get back up to speed to where the Melee scene is at right now.
What do you think about your brother Josh Newport Tetsuya?
Josh?
Yeah.
Josh is a really patient player. It's really hard to describe his playstyle because it's not quite defensive in my opinion. He just, well, he told me, or he told a few of us this somewhere, I forget. He said that he's very reaction based, and I guess that would be perceived as defensive play, but now that we've been playing again, I've been having closer sets with Josh than I have ever had for the most part, but we still don't play very often. We probably should.
Where was your first Smash tournament?
Major Players.
Which is close.
And I wasn't even... Actually, speaking of my first Smash tournament, and Smash tournaments in general, I stopped... originally when I started playing Smash, I was very whiny, and I would get angry easily because of unfair play, like grabbing and edge hogging. I was pretty bad at that, and I would like not grab at all just to like prove a point that I could try and beat people, or that I could beat people without grabbing. But I eventually got over it and was like, I'll just use all my tools to my advantage, or all the tools to my advantage, and that's how people need to play. They need to use all their tools. They shouldn't call things cheap. I mean, if you're having a hard time getting around something, then learn to get around it. Like, there's not really anything broken in Melee.
Do you have any tips?
Well, that was partially a part of tips, but aside from that, I see a lot of people trying to get better. But what I've been doing really recently, which I hadn't done before, is instead of playing to win, or like if you're playing the game with 4 stocks and stuff, in my opinion, that feels like you're playing to win. Even if you're trying out new stuff, I guess it could work fine like that, but you are able to try more stuff, more new stuff that you're not used to doing. If you're playing with like Infinite Time or something, you don't have to worry about the game ending or throwing away a stock. People really need to try out new things, and if the new thing you try doesn't work in whatever situation, try it in a different one. And if it doesn't work and you know it doesn't, then toss that idea out of the window and try something else. But sometimes you just need to resort to vanilla or bread and butter combos.
Yeah. Any encouraging words for the people that are trying to get back into it?
Back?
Yeah, that from a long time ago.
Often the veteran players have pretty good fundamentals, and by that I'd say they generally are really good at spacing and stuff, which is one of the most important parts of the game. The people getting back into the game just need to focus on tightening up their tech skill for their punish game, because if you're dropping L cancels or missing a combo or something, that's what's going to cost you games. Because if you can't punish your opponent optimally, then they have more chances to punish you.
Anything you'd like to add?
Anything I would like to add about anything?
Yeah, just your community.
I hope everyone keeps playing the game. Don't get discouraged if you're losing. Also probably one of the issues for some people, it's like, oh well, I might be getting better, but I'm still losing pretty bad to the other players. An issue with that in general is the higher tier players in El Paso, at least, and of course the world. Even though newer players getting better, that doesn't mean that the veteran, or not necessarily veteran, but in this case I'll use veteran, the better player or veteran are adapting to your changes in playstyle, but also they're getting better at the game at the same time you are. Just like the learning curve in Melee is ridiculous. People could get even more insane than they are now. I mean even the pros. But don't get discouraged, because like I said, you're learning and the people you're playing against are learning also. And just because you learn stuff, you need to learn how to do other things in situations, because it's like, oh well, I learned this cool combo or a good tech chase or whatever, but your opponent might do something else, so you have to really try and cover all options and make sure to adapt to gameplay. It's not easy by any means, but that's just the way the game is.
Thank you.
Okay.